7 of the £10 workshop challenges here, and this is a slightly longer video, but with good reason. I go through each step of my texture paste recipe and just tell you how to make it. It's really easy, you get really great results. So I'm just going to go through what I picked up for this month, and the prices will be here. Got some wool, got a much better knife, I got some Christmas trees, I got a pack of sponges, some garden wire, 20 LED Christmas lights, and a pack of 3 flickering tea light candles. So, what am I going to be building today? I'm going to be building a watchtower, and I hope you're looking forward to it because I was really impressed with the results. And if you are not subscribed, please do so. Don't forget the little notification bell. And if you would like to support the channel, well, there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can do that via Patreon, or now you can choose to buy me a coffee instead. All the links will be down in the comments and description below. Let's get started. Okay, so I've skipped a little bit ahead just to bash through it. But all I've done is, you saw these supports at the side. I've added a little balcony for the door up here. I've finished off the stonework with the little trapdoor there to get in and off the roof. And I've just added the crenellations, and I've textured that with just a ball of foil. I'm not sure how well it'll come up once I base it, but hey ho. So yeah, the next thing I'm going to do is add my texture paste to the walls, and I'm going to show you how I make that next. Okay, so you saw this in my previous build where I built the peasant's house, the peasant cottage, but what I didn't really do is go into greater detail how I made the wall texture, and that is what I'm going to show you in much more detail in these couple of steps. Okay, so what you're going to need is these egg cartons. You can see they're kind of rough and textured like that, not so much on the inside, but it's all good. Then what you want to do is just tear it up into lots of little pieces. They don't have to be, you know, minuscule, as long as they're, you know, small enough. Then once you have all that, here's a Blue Peter moment for anyone watching in the UK. Here's one I made earlier. So what you want to do is then soak them in water. I just use cold water, can't imagine it matters. Then you can soak them I soaked them for my previous build overnight, so like a full 24 hours. But already, yeah, they tear up easily, but you can see that it's still not wet through, like the middle, because this cardboard is kind of thick. You can see that it's still, that's wet, that's dry. So what it needs to be is wet all the way through, so best to leave it overnight. Then on to the next step when this is soaked overnight. Okay, so this has been soaking a full 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is empty this water out, then it's on to the next step. Okay, so you don't have to worry about getting every single drop of water out, because we are going to, you know, add water back to these anyway. But yeah, just on a side note, if you are using these exact same cardboard egg basket kind of things, egg containers, egg baskets, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but they stink. Anyway, so yeah, that's just something to be aware of. So I'm allowing use of a juicer, which I have at home. Basically, you just put juice in it, well, not juice, but fruit, and it juices it up so you can make yourself smoothies. And what you want to do is just add some of your egg container to the drinking bottle. So you don't want to put too much in. It's exactly like if you're making a smoothie. If you put too much in, it won't mix well. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, then we're going to put perhaps the same amount as water in. So 1 sec, and I'm going to be back. Didn't take long at all. Okay, so I've put about the same much water in, and you can take a little bit of water out or add a bit more, or even if it's too watery, you can add more of your cut up egg box. Okay, so exactly like you're just making a smoothie, but instead you're making it out of cardboard. Okay, I'm going to save you the ears and just go through this at double time. so I think I've got it to the texture where I like it. It's yeah, experiment in small batches if you're unsure at first. So once again, what you're going to do is drain the water from this, and I will be back with the next step. Okay, and there you have your dough kind of texture that's still a little bit damp, but that's fine. Because what you're going to do is you get a kind of shallow baking tray. Doesn't have to be super deep for the next step, but before that, it'll do you good to mix in your PVA before you lay it out, just so it's easier to mix. For my peasant's cottage, I did it using Mod Podge. But I use Mod Podge more as a sealant and kind of protector, as probably most people will. And I've never tried this with PVA, but with PVA being an actual glue, this should work a lot better, in theory. Okay, just give it a good mix so it's all nice and mixed. And yeah, last time I used a tray lined with baking parchment, which was a really stupid idea. Foil. There we go. Why foil? Well, it's just in case when you're laying it out like this, if it's still a little bit damp, what you can do is lay a little kitchen towel over it just to soak up some of that excess water, which I will show you. Like I say, this mix looks fine actually, but if there is a touch too much water in it, there you can see, it'll just come straight up. And why do you want to get rid of as much as water in it as possible? Well, I found if your mix is too wet, when you attach it to your walls, it will just slide off. But once it's all nice and mixed with the PVA, it's pretty much just like any other paste. Okay, so next is going on the tower. Quickly do one wall and show you, but if you watch my peasant cottage build, you would have seen this. It's very, very manageable. You can just easily squeeze it into the corners. Like so. And with using PVA instead of Mod Podge, I'm guessing it'll be a lot better. And don't worry about all these cracks and stuff like that. I'll just add more detail and realism to your finished piece once you start painting it and adding a wash and dry brushing it, obviously, because it's not, well, as you can make out, it's very, you know, bumpy and bobbly. I really like this kind of effect and this way of making this texture paste. Plus, as you'll guess from the channel name, this is really, really cheap. I mean, the egg boxes I get from work, they were just going to throw them, they just go in the bin. The PVA, what was that? That was, yeah, £2.49. The water, well, I've got a tap. The sieve, I'm pretty sure everyone's got a sieve. Apologies to those of you who don't have a sieve. You're not missing out on much. So yeah, as you can see, very cool looking texture. And like the, oh, I don't have it down here. No, I don't. But the peasant cottage, the walls, when the walls dried, they were solid. And I'll also tell you why I didn't take the paper off from this side. This stuff, the texture paste, tends to stick a little bit better if the paper's left on, I've found. Mind you, saying that, I've never tried it with taking the paper off. I've only done it on tiny little scraps of pieces when I was experimenting when I first came up with this. I will say, I'm sure this has been made before, FYI. I'm not saying I invented it. I'm just saying I found this is a cool and cheap way of making it really nice. Really cool looking texture paste. And as you can see, it's not going anywhere. So yeah, I'm going to finish off the rest of the walls off camera, and once it's all dry, I'll show you the finished product. I hope this has been helpful, by the way.